Hello. Well, if you've watched a few of our videos, you'll probably notice that from time to time I've been moaning about not having a milling machine. Finally I decided to actually get one. It arrived in April, in the middle of the coronavirus lockdown, and I had hoped that Dick would be able to come and help me move it, but as time passed it became apparent that he couldn't do that as the lockdown continued. So in the end my patience gave out and I decided to try and move it by myself. What I had to do was get it from that pallet there through the door in the background, up that step into my new workshop. So I'm afraid there's no machining in this video, no electronics, and nothing about the Woodstock robot boat. This is just me struggling to move a 220 kilogram milling machine from one part of my garage to another. So if you're not interested in that, you could turn it off now. Well, I've sawn the end off the pallet, and I've installed 4 lifting eyes like that, one there, one round here sticking out a bit so that it clears the DRO, and 2 others. Well, I've got it rigged up, but I'm not convinced that it's going to work. I've got to get the base of this milling machine 0.8 metres off the ground, and the height of the milling machine is 0.94 metres from the base to the lifting point. So that means that the lifting point has got to be 2 metres above the ground, which should be okay for this engine crane. But I have my doubts about that, but at least I should be able to get it from here to there onto my rollers and then roll it into the next room. Fingers crossed. I'll probably have to take the whole thing apart in the end anyway. Well, I was probably going to do that anyway, but I just wanted to run it, get it in place and run it as supplied to just see what it looks like. See what we can do with this. The weight is mainly on these 2 straps this side. Well, if it falls off now, we're going to have fun. Out of the way. There's too much bloody junk in this garage. Far too much bloody junk. Come on, come on. seems to be sat on the rollers okay. So, I should be able to unhook that. Which means phase one. So the question is, can we roll it through or anywhere? That door wasn't there. If I'd had any sense, I would have made this door considerably wider, but at the time I wasn't thinking about this. I think we just have to continue going in the way it wants to go. That's it. That is the final position. Right, so that's the end of the ramp. So now we've got to pick it up again with the engine crank. Now I just have to get this crane through here somehow. which of course is ridiculously sharp. Wide enough to take those two wheels, which is a bit of a pity. I think I've got to turn it around that way and get it up. I've got the crane in here and I'm trying to erect it in this position here, but I've hit upon a snag because these rollers are a bit too long. The one down there is hitting this leg, and down here it's hitting that leg. So I'm going to have to cut off a bit of that roller. Actually, I just levered it forward a bit, managed to get this leg back on the ground, so maybe that's okay. Well, I've just got that in position, and it's more or less taking the weight of the mill now. So, and it's just clearing that 13-amp socket on the wall there. What I'm going to do is crane it off this wood, take all the wood away, then I can move this crane and hopefully get it on there. But it's 12:30 and it's time for lunch, and I don't feel like doing this next manoeuvre when I'm feeling tired. So we have an interlude. Yes, well, I've just realised that of course this crane is coming in from the wrong side, because if I swing all this round there, the front of the mill is going to be facing the wall. So, however, this is the only way I can do it like this. I'm going to have to lift the mill off here, get rid of all this timber, put the mill back down again, decouple it, move the crane round to this side, couple it up again. Then I can go around there and put it on the stand. So, nobody said it was going to be simple. Right. Okay. Where's my wood? Right, so the question is, can I actually get this up high enough? Well, it's in position for lowering. However, my problem is that I want to actually guide it like this, whilst at the same time controlling, and I'm not going to do it like that. I know what I can do. I can stand in here, not standing underneath it. Ouch. So we can touch down there, and then I don't like the sound of that. We're pulling the thing over on me. I'm not pulling it over, but we just need to be come up again. We need to be further over. You can't go any closer to the wall. Don't make those noises. Can't go any closer to the wall because what the hell is that doing? Was it working before? It was working before. Still not right. Still not right. However, it's probably near as damn it. It's not at all, well, yes, but everything wants to go an inch that way. Shall I do it again, or shall I leave it about on there? Yes, well that's convenient, I don't think. Right, well I've been trying to line up this top with the top of this and then this with that, because I've got to get them all lined up so I can get the bolt through. But luckily, by pure chance, it does so. However, the bolt is not the right bloody size. Would you sodding well believe that? I don't believe this. This bolt is flush with the top here. Alright, it's got the thickness of one thickness of plywood lifted up. And if I put that down, and you think I'm going to be able to put a flat washer and lock washer and that on top and still engage the nut? You must be bloody mental. Bloody. So that's one thing Warco didn't get right, isn't it? Because that will not go up any further. So, we actually need bolts slightly longer than these, which I might actually have. Hang on, we may be in luck here. How about that? Still not long enough. Still not long enough. I'll put it on temporary. We'll do that. So, we now got to find the next one. Well, at last I've got it in there. Not sure that I particularly like this stand, which is of a minimal size. You can see that the margins on the floor are actually inside the mounting bolts of the mill, and the mill itself is about 6 inches wider than those bolts. I'd rather have those mounting holes right at the corner. I'd rather have the whole stand bigger. In terms of stability, I would much prefer to have a wider base. So if you put something heavy on that table and then moved it out a long way, it's probably not going to fall over, but doesn't look exactly what I call stable. Well, I've got a bit of a mess to clear up now, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. Well, there we are. At last I've got the mill in position, and I'm exhausted. I'm not going to turn it on today. In any case, of course, I've probably got to take it all apart to remove the waterproofing, etc., and make sure it's all oiled properly. And I guess that crane that I've got will help me to do that. But I shall probably just run it shortly, just as it is, and just look at the tramming of the thing and just see what condition it was when it arrived. Anyway, that's all for now.